Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Emissaries of the Light spoiler talk. Now we went through the Ice, Earth, Fire stuff that we've seen and some of the dark cards. Now we can continue and go into some of the other cards. I broke it up just so I could have, because there was so many that I wasn't able to go through over, plus the card of the week. So, yeah, we could just continue here, and you guys tell me what you thought. I hope you guys are enjoying the discussion, and make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, we are going to be starting off with the wind cards. Now, some of these are a little fresh, and some of these are also a little dated, like they were revealed right at the beginning, or even before the spoiler season started. So, let's go into it. Charlotta EX 4-drop forward FFCC Mysterious Woman. Now, this one I put it out first because I want to talk about this is the first one they reveal with the crystal mechanic. I know the crystal mechanic is supposed to go on for 3 sets. I believe it's this year, right? That's the main thing this year. That the 3 sets will. It came in the last set, we're getting it this set, and I believe the Rebels, whatever, the next one, the one with Minwu on the box, is also going to have the crystal mechanic in it. I believe we had 2 or 3 sets with the dual color, and this is their next thing, right? But this is the first one we see, so EX Burst, Charlotta enters the field, gain a crystal. So EX Burst, gain a crystal, which is nice. When she's put from the field in the break zone, gain a crystal. You can discard Charlotta, you can gain a crystal. You can only use this ability if Charlotta is in your hand. So multiple ways for her to gain you a crystal. And so it's very nice for Wind to have a little more ways to generate it, because I think Wind could benefit from it going down. But now we also have to see what else needs crystals down the road, right? This is a generator. Now we need cards that abuse these effects, right? Up until now, it's only been really Furion and the Moogle and a couple of the 6 cards and some other stuff, right? But nothing that's made a big impact. Rubble is probably the best one that we've had until now, right? It's, in my opinion. Some people like Lilith a lot, and well, either way, right? This generates a lot of crystals for you, and so it's very good. So I'm excited to see what more stuff they come out with that. Chocobo Chick. It's a summon. Activate all backups you control. Draw 1 card. If the cost to cast Chocobo Chick was paid with CP of 3 or more different elements, all forwards you control gain 2,000 power until the end of the turn, which is alright. But now 4 cost to activate all your backups and draw 1 is not bad, I guess. If you're playing it off backups, it's just like a free card, right? And it's like a cast 1. So at least it doesn't have a downside like that Cactuar. So it's a decent card. Chocobo Sam, backup owner. I love that they started using, more of the remake characters and art and stuff. So it's cool. When Chocobo Sam enters the field, you may search for a job Chocobo or card named Chocobo and enter your hand, which is very good. Another backup that gets you the good stuff. And then for a wind and tap, choose a forward. It gains 1,000 power until the end of the turn. If it is a job Chocobo or card named Chocobo, it gains 3,000 power until the end of the turn, which is also very good. Chocobo Sam is a really good card for Chocobos. That deck might make it out from the crippling it had after getting rid of Stern. And to go with that, we have a summon, a backup, and now a new forward. When Chocobo is put from the field into the break zone, choose a character that costs 2 or less in your break zone and add it to your hand. That's a decent effect, right? Like a little recursion for some of the Chocobos. I know some of the Chocobos are 1 and 2, so and there's also other things in that deck you could probably put in there that cost 2 or less. It's characters, so you can't get back your Shemhazais if your attacks didn't go through, but that's still good. It might play a few of these, but another name is more odds on the Fat Chocobo, so Cecil, this was one of the early ones revealed. He's the other, I don't know if we said other, but yeah, he's the other Wind Legendary, actually, right? The other one is the Wool. When Cecil enters the field, you may play 1 character of cost 4 or less from your hand into the field. When it enters the field, if it is a category 4 character, choose up to 2 backups. Activate them. When 1 or more characters you control are chosen by your opponent's summons or abilities. If your opponent doesn't pay, 2 cancel their effects. Yeah, all of these things are great, right? It's hard to read it, honestly, because it's full art and it's super bright on my screen. When Cecil enters the field, you may play a character class 4 or more. So he's a 5-drop that nets you some cheats in something else, which is great. And if it's a 4 character, refreshes something and Rest of the abilities, your opponent doesn't pay, and it has like that tax effect that Wind never had. So very, very strong card. I think this fact that it's a full art 5 cost to go with that other wool is just ridiculous. I don't know. There's a lot of good cards in here, and this new illustration is really good too. So props to this card. These two Wind Elves are pretty nutty this set. Madam M, backup. EX Burst. When Madam M enters the field, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a winged character among them, and add to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of the deck. I think we have something like this already, but for Earth, right? Like, it's the Sid? Or is it... Not a Sid, I don't know, but it says reveal 4 and grab an Earth character, but it has like an action ability to get back a 14 character too. I don't think we needed something like this, but still appreciated, I guess. And it's EX Burst, so it's really good. Here's some of the water stuff now. You know me, I like to save the water stuff for last, but I'm not super impressed so far. We've talked about some of the bigger ones, right? Like the Titus, which was the biggest one that we talked about in another video. But like, I don't know, let's go into it. Let's discuss. So, Kyrie 2 backup. When Kyrie enters the field, your opponent reveals their hand. Then look at the top 2 cards of your deck and return these to the top and or bottom of your deck in any order. So I guess like, it's nice. It's cool to look at your opponent's hand and get some information. As her name says, informant. And I don't think Water's had anything like this before. I think it's only been like Wind with some effects that lets you look at your opponent's hand. But still, I don't know how many of this you'll play, but I think it might help with Andrea, I think, right? And so duel 2 active category, 7 characters. Yeah, all forwards your opponent controls lose all their abilities until the end of the turn, right? And then duel 1 active card named Cloud, put Andrea Rodea into the break zone, choose a forward, and put it to the bottom of the center stack, right? So for the first effect, you can use both of these, right? Because I think this is the first time FF7 has gone in water. I'm not sure. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that was water and 7 before. And since I'm searching it, it's like a G-Diver, right? That's like the first thing. It's like the only thing. There's a summon, and the Aerith is like wind water. So, but being able to all the forwards your opponent control lose all their abilities until the end of turn is very strong. The only thing that might bothers me a little bit is the cost, right? But still, these two, you can Andrea can duel himself. So pretty good. He's a 1-drop, which is cheap. So we'll see where it plays out. It is a dancer though, so I know there's the dancers are getting a lot of hype right now. So this might be helpful for them too. 3 Sahajin. When Sahajin enters the field, choose a forward your opponent controls, return to its owner hand, draw a card, and then discard 1 card from your hand. For 1 CP, put Sahajin in the break zone. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Return these to the top of the bottom in any order. So yeah, it looks like that second effect is what all these monsters are getting, and I'm a little underwhelmed by it. Next we have Lightning, Marsh, and Ezel. When Lightning enters, I think this art is hilarious, by the way. Like, I wonder if they'll ever do one with Lightning and the Cloud and the soldier uniform as well, because that art is cool. And when Lightning enters the field, choose a forward. If the number of forwards your opponent controls is greater than the number of forwards you control, remove from the game, which is good. And then S, remove Lightning from the game, play Lightning onto the field at the end of the turn. So it kind of helps. I like it because it just says get it out of here, and you know, that's it, right? It's just target and remove. That's it. Now, obviously you can't use this over and over again, like, but it is a good way to like change the numbers. Like, you're automatically going to remove something. It's spot removal for water, which is great. Marsh, clan leader, FFTA. We don't need more Marshes, guys, but it's interesting that he's in water now. When Marsh enters the field, you may search for a character of cost 2 or less other than light or dark and play it onto the field. When Marsh attacks, if you control 3 or more category FFTA characters, draw 1 card. If you control 5 or more, draw 2 cards. Now that's pretty interesting too. I still don't know if the FFTA stuff is going to be complete, but I think we like the other March stuff. So Marsh has too many cards as well. If I have to say, he probably has like 5 already, but it's only closer to 3 now. 4 with this one. Still, I feel like I've seen him a lot. You know what I mean? Ezel. When Ezel enters the field, you may search for 1 forward of the same cost as the total cost of discarded cards cast Ezel and add it to your hand. That's awesome. So that's weird too, right? Like when you enter the field, you may search for a forward of the same cost as the total cost of discarded cards, right? So if you discard 2, sure, he can search for a 4 drop or 5 drop, or the average would be, right, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 maybe. But if you start pitching bigger cards for him, he's not going to be that great. Now, if your deck has a lot of smaller cost cards, then you organize it a little bit better. But it's interesting, that's for sure. And next we have these Leo, and we move into the lightning stuff. Now, I don't know why I put this one in here, because I just want to know if maybe anybody had thought of anything for this. But 1-drop Leo, King, and FFCC, you must control a character of cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to cast Leo. You cannot play Leo due to summons or abilities. When Leo enters the field, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Cast 1 card among them without paying the cost, and return the others to the bottom of the deck in any order. I don't think the work is enough. Like, the reward does not equal the work, right? Like, yeah, he's cheap to play, but you have way too many things to like get there. We don't even have that many 1-drops, and he can't be the 1-drop either, right? Like, you have to have all of these like costs out already. And then, like, at that point, what are you really fishing for to cast still, right? Like, if you have a lot of these cards, then you're already like diving into repeats maybe? I don't know, it's just weird. I don't think he'll see play, but who knows, man. He's a rare for a reason, I suppose. Ixion, summon, choose a forward. It loses 8,000 power until the end of the turn. If his cost was cast through CP of 3 or more different elements, all forwards your opponent controls also lose 2,000 power until the end of the turn. Okay, so then that means the first one would lose 10k, right? Like, it would go 8 and then 10 and then 2 to everyone, right? So that's interesting. Again, these summons are really good for sealed, I think, and like drafting, but I don't know how much play they'll see in real, in standard. And Vivi, EX Burst, when Vivi enters the field, choose a job Black Mage other than card named Vivi in your break zone and add it to your hand. You can tap and choose a forward, deal 4,000 for each Black Mage you control. He's really good. I think we've had other Black Mages, Vivis that are like decent. They've seen they've all had their time, right? Like the Fire one, the 1-drop Fire one, and then even the Lightning other EX Burst that broke stuff was decent, right? Like, but this one is probably the better one now. And it'll probably fit in with the Black Mage deck, so that's a good card. And we can wrap up with these. We have Zach, Palmer, and Warrior of Light. If you control a Category 7 character of an element other than Lightning, the cost required to cast Zach is reduced by 2. When Zach is put from the field into the break zone, you may play a Category 7 character from your hand onto the field. If its cost is 5 or more, Zach deals you a point of damage. A lot of good effects here. And his first effect can be triggered from a backup or a monster. As long as it's not lightning, which is good, you can make him a 3-drop. And when he's put from the field, you can cast something 5 or more character. So it doesn't have to be a forward either. So, you know, you can set up more ramp or even like, you know, defend or put something out, right? Something that's part of whatever the deck does. But it's very interesting. It's a very good card for a hero. And I think it's probably the most playable Zach we have now. Next is Palmer, Category 7. Also put, for Lightning and tap, put Palmer into the break zone. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards among them to your hand and put the rest of the cards in the break zone. You can only use this if you have no cards in your hand. Now that last part is the tricky one, right? So I like this because what's the Shinra guy has it right now? Heidegger is very similar. Heidegger is tap 1, add 1 card to your hand, and put the rest to the bottom, right? But break him, right? And this one also breaks. So this is good for, you save it for like, I can't get that stupid card I need in my hand. Or like if you need to replay a combo or whatever and you're still waiting and you're before, you know, it's one of those last ditch efforts to get those cards. I think it's a strong backup. It's a 2-drop backup. Now the fact that it has no cards in your hand means that you have to overextend probably for this, or be on the bad side of the game, right? Like where you're losing maybe and you're handless. But still something that's cool. On the upside though, it kind of in a weird way counters the ice stuff, right? Because like if you have no cards in your hand but you have the way to play this, you can do this, and then that way you don't end up with 0 cards for like for any of those effects that require that. Like I think it still puts you in Physalis' range for bad stuff, because I think it's 3 or less, but still it's not 0, right? So it doesn't get even worse for you. And then Warrior of Light, the City of Final Fantasy. I love this art, by the way, and this one does come full art, but I didn't grab that one for this. For each forward, other than Warrior of Light you control. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Warrior of Light you control. Warrior of Light gains. Alright, let me start over there, sorry. For each forward, other than Warrior of Light you control, Warrior of Light gains 1000 power. Remove Warrior of Light from the game. All the forwards you control gain. This forward cannot be broken until the end of the turn. You can only use the ability during your opponent's turn. So this guy is nuts. Being able to play him with the other Barts and Ferris and stuff is just interesting and really good. He is definitely going to see play. I hate that he's light though, right? Because you're already playing Wool and stuff in there, but if you're able to get the Cosmos out in time, or even Materia, like if your deck plays that, you'll be able to play them all. So I like this card a lot. Should see play. It is the light legendary and it's full art, so seems good, guys. All right, I think that's gonna do it for these. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know the other one was a little longer, but you know, these cards were a little more straightforward than some of the other ones. So as of what we've seen, or at least what we talked about in this one, my favorite ones are the Lightning for sure, and the Warrior of Light, and the Cecil. I think Chocobos is gonna get stuff, and 7 is gonna be good. Again, but maybe it'll be good in other colors. Let me know which ones you guys liked and which one your favorite was, and yeah, let's discuss in the comments as always. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you. There may or may not be a third one of these if we're about 3 weeks out. No, let me see. We are about 4 weeks out from the 3 weeks out, 3.5 or so. I guess almost a month still from this set dropping because of the delay, and there may be a third part of these, so we'll talk about those when we get enough. It's usually about 15-18 cards, so if I get that many next, then we'll do that. Yeah, if not, I'll see you guys for other stuff. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, I'll catch you later.